Hello and welcome back to Yoga with Vincent. And yes, Yogi V, Vincent Gervino, your host. I hope you are well today. Some of us are back out in the world, and some of us are still at home. We're not sure where that's going to go. But what I do know is I said we'd do some breath work in upcoming videos, so here we are. The fancy word for breath work in yoga is called Pranayama. And there are different kinds of breathing exercises we do. One of the benefits of our breathing exercises, our pranayama, is they help calm the nerves, calm the mind, calm the body. What they also help do is clean the lungs. We're dealing with the challenges of COVID-19 at the moment. And so we're very in tune with cleaning the surfaces we touch, washing our hands, and so on. Now, we can't wash our lungs the way we can wash our hands, wash our faces, wash our bodies on the outside. But we can cleanse them. Your lungs are very deep, and the lower third of your lungs are an area that doesn't get used unless we huff and puff, unless we either do something like running or an aerobic activity that requires us to call on the full capacity of our lungs, or if we consciously work to cleanse the lungs through pranayama, through breathing exercise. And when we get stressed, we get tight in the chest. And the breath begins to get confined to the chest, to the upper lobes of our lungs. And the lower third doesn't get used when that happens. And when we're sedentary, the lower third of your lungs doesn't get used either. Toxins, viruses, chemicals can camp out in the lower lungs for up to 10 days if we don't purge them. So you're not powerless with that situation. You can cleanse your lungs as often as you want. I recommend a couple of times a day. And so let's get in touch with our breathing and learn how to do that. Just take your fingertips to your stomach. Just observe how you're breathing. Now the first pranayama doesn't have a fancy name. In the Iyengar Yoga Manual, I would just call it normal breathing. We're breathing the way we always do without thinking about it. Breath is an automatic function until we start thinking about it. There are muscles from the neck all the way down to your waist, front and back, that assist with breathing. So I'm going to call our normal breathing Buddha breath, because we want to return to our primal breathing method that was normal when we were babies. Need that Buddha belly to expand and to contract. Now, a couple techniques we do to help with that. What I'm doing now, I call it candle breath. You just shape your lips like you do when you're blowing out a candle. Only now we keep them shaped that way when we inhale as well as when we exhale. Doing that Buddha breath. Purposely expanding the belly completely. Using the belly. Keep that moving. Using the stomach, using your abs to pull in and push that diaphragm up, push that air out of your lungs. Now let's take care to keep those abs long even as we pull them into exhale. They naturally get long when we inhale. We see that Buddha belly expand. Keep it going now. Some of you might be horrified seeing that Buddha belly expand. Oh no, all my crunchers, my weightlifting, everything I did to make that flat six-pack. Might be threatened, but it won't be. Muscles need to be able to stretch and expand in order to contract. We're going to use our arms to lift things. If we lift weights, well, we contract, we shrink them to lift. But in order to get that full lifting power, they need to be able to stretch back out. So that's what we're doing with our abs. Taking care not to collapse the rib cage down because that overstretches the back. We want the spine to stay the same length with our Buddha breath. Now we'll take a break, just breathe normal through the nose or the mouth. Now that we got the belly woken up, now we are breathing consciously. We're using the abs. We're using the intercostals, the muscles between your ribs, to help the lungs expand and contract. And let's push all the breath out of our lungs without collapsing the rib cage down. We're still sitting tall. We can tuck the chin slightly, if that's more comfortable. Push till there's no more air to push out of those lungs. Now pull a good breath in. Do it again, exhale. So our Buddha breath becomes our cleansing breath. We start to notice the depth of our breath. Let's practice one more technique to help with breath control. If we start to get lightheaded, just take a little break. As long as we're taking deep breaths, the buzz in the head is caused by getting more oxygen to the brain. But of course, that can, in some cases, lead to hyperventilating, so we might have to remember to slow down. That's why we have our candle breath. We have another technique now that's tied to the Ujjayi breathing. Ujjayi breathing. We squeeze the back of the throat. In my classes, I sometimes call it sigh breathing. We do a sigh. We usually do that when we're agitated. We do it without thinking about it. I'm ticked off. I'm feeling impatient. I'm feeling annoyed. But if we do it to calm things down, that's exactly what it does. Just like we're going to say a word that starts with H. When we say a word H, it starts with H. Ha. But we keep the throat engaged in the H part. And we can do this with mouth open or closed. We can do it breathing through the nose. Keep that little squeeze in your throat through the inhale and the exhale. It's not as loud as it seems. The echo comes from your throat. It travels right up into your brain. So your inner ear picks it up. and it reverberates to the outer ear, and the eardrum picks it up and sends the signal back in, so it seems wicked loud, but it's not. It's not loud outside. Your neighbor's not going to hear excessive noise. So if you're doing this in a group, and if we're in a group, we're 6 feet apart, right? That is proper social distancing. During our COVID-19 pandemic, but anyway, that noise is not that loud to those around you. You hear it, that's good. It gets you in touch with your breath. The loudness makes it easy for you to get connected with your breath. Some of us learn really well by hearing, by listening. We're hearing and feeling as we breathe. I remember I was talking about those bottom lobes of the lungs. The lungs fill top first, they empty top first. That's why it's so important to have that movement so we empty the lungs all the way down. Viloma Pranyama is another technique we're going to do. It's also known as 3-part breath. So let's visualize the breath. Filling from the neck to the diaphragm. Filling from the diaphragm to the waist. Filling from the waist down through the sacrum. And then exhaling 3 parts. Exhale, visualizing breath emptying from the sacrum to the waist. From the waist to the diaphragm or bottom of the rib cage. And finally, pushing it out of the top. Let's do it again. Inhale, halt, inhale, halt. Finish that inhale. Exhale to the waist. Exhale to the bottom of the rib cage. Exhale to the neck. Inhale to the bottom of the rib cage. Inhale to the waist. Inhale to the sacrum. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Let's take a break. Breathe normally. Just breathe normally. Feeling the movement of your stomach. Picking the breathing technique you're most comfortable with. Candle breath or our sigh breath, our Ujjayi breathing. It all works. Keep that breathing going, just a little chant. It should be steady and comfortable. Stiram dukkamasanam. Stiram dukkamasanam. Means the posture should be steady and comfortable. Our posture, of course, is the position of our muscles throughout every fraction of every breath. So now that we've got that breathing rhythm going, nice and mellow, I'm going to do one last exercise. And we call that Nadi Shodana. Nadi Shodana, also known as alternate nostril breathing. We close one nostril, breathe in through the other one, then switch nostrils to breathe out, and then go in the opposite direction. So I'll close my right nostril, breathe in through the left nostril, then close the left nostril, breathe out through the right. Then we go the opposite way, so we breathe in through the right, close the right, breathe out through the left, breathe in through the left, close, breathe out through the right. In through the right, close right, out through the left. In through the left, close left, breathe out through the right. Let's keep that going for a little bit. Keep it going. This last technique we're doing is a very powerful relaxation technique. Use it to calm before sleeping or any time during the day. Let's get a few more of those in. Just relaxing. Shanti Om. Peace be with you, my friends. Shanti Om.